Alright, welcome back. We are now going to model a part from Chapter 5. I'm going to model exercise number 1, the swivel base. I like this part for a couple of reasons. One, it uses or teaches the difference between a base and a boss, and it shows the power of relations. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn my planes on, extrude boss base, and start with the top view. I'm going to go ahead and turn my planes back off. Now I'm going to start with the origin and draw a circle, and nope, not that yet. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line there, slide that over just a little bit. Oops. Alright. Then we have on the other end, we've got a smaller circle, a line from that quadrant over this way. Alright. That gives us the crude relative shape of this. And so next, I want to start applying some dimensions. Here we have a radius of 50. Because I have a full circle, I need to dimension it as 60. Same scenario on this end. Radius of 20, so I need to go 40. Alright, now I want from the origin to the center point here, I want this to be in a straight line horizontal to each other. And we'll go ahead and we'll dimension from there. Actually, let's choose from the circle to the circle. Whoop, with a smart dimension though. That distance is 96. Alright. Now this line, we know the length of that line because they gave us that length in the sketch, or in the book. The length of that line is 60. Alright. Now, the part that everyone seems to have a difficult time with is the arc that goes right here in that exercise. So let's start with what we know. We know that it's an arc. I'm going to choose to use a circle to represent that arc because I want the center point, but I don't know how far the arc length is. But I do know that that circle and that line are tangent to each other, and I also know that that point and the circle are coincident with each other. Now all that's left is make it a true arc, go ahead and trim that off as well. And then we just need to know what the radius of that arc is, which is 15. And that is how you get that arc. Now, something else that's going to make this part much easier is we're going to mirror entities. The entities to mirror is what's highlighted first. So we want to select that line, that line, that line. And mirror about, it's looking for a plane. So we highlight that. And then if we turn our planes on, it's that plane. Oops. My bad. Come on. Okay. We're not quite ready to use the mirror entities yet. We're going to draw a construction line first between those two centers. And that is going to serve as our mirror line. So now we can mirror entities. Mirror about, choose that line. Operating just like AutoCAD, it's going to create the mirror right there. And if we uncheck this, it will move all of this down there and not leave this. So we want to make sure and copy. Click OK. And then go ahead and trim. All right. We can also go ahead and we can make that circle there and that circle there. That one has a diameter of 10. That one has a diameter of 20. This one is 48 away from the center point of this arc. All right. And at this point, this step is done. So we're going to go ahead and extrude that boss. The book tells us that the boss, or I'm sorry, the base is 10 millimeters. Whoops. I made a mistake. I need to change my units to use millimeters. And that converted everything 2 millimeters from what I had drawn. So the next step is I need to go back through and set everything, and set everything to its proper size. Go ahead and redo these as radiuses. So we'll go 30. That one is 20. Oops. This one's 60. Oh, and it's not going to let me because it's fully constrained. Okay, so we will have to go ahead and remove enough dimensions that it will allow us to start okay, that is the middle. That outside one has a 20. Those are 15. As we start to dimension each of these to the proper size, they will size accordingly. And our part will start to take shape again. So we're getting closer. There we go. Alright, well those are not going to cooperate very well with me, so I'll redraw them. I'll Go ahead and dimension that back to 60. There we go. I'll redraw my circle. Make that tangent, that point coincident. Do my trim. And then set that radius as 15 again. All right. Now, I'll go ahead and redo my mirror. There we go. All right. Now, I'll exit that sketch, extrude, choose that, and it remembered the 10 millimeters that I wanted, so I'll do that. There we go. All right. Now, we'll go ahead and extrude our boss. Choose there. The size of that is a diameter of 30. Oh, and I just noticed it extruded too much. So when we exit this sketch, we'll go ahead and leave that, and we'll come back and fix it. Actually, let's do that so it stays a sketch. We're going to go in, edit the feature, and choose those circles. There we go. Now that part looks correct. We got to go back to this sketch, and because we changed the surface that we sketched on, SolidWorks has given us this error because it can't find that sketch or that plane anymore. So we can edit the sketch plane, tell it it's this surface, green check mark, and now it's happy again. Let's go ahead and edit that sketch just to make sure, and sure enough, it's still fully defined to the center, and it's still set to 30. So we'll exit. And we'll extrude that sketch. And the boss, they tell us, is 5 millimeters. There we go. And one last thing to do is do a cut. Right there. The size of that hole is diameter of 20. So we exit that sketch. And we want to go through all. There we go. All right. So, for this example, this main part that we drew first, that is the base. The first feature that you're extruding is the base. It's the only feature that can be the base. After that, any extrusion is considered a boss. All right, so now we want to go ahead, save this. This is Chapter 5, Exercise 1, and save that. And it is now ready for submission.